I'd like to share a quantum timeline jump that I did recently and also explain you the mechanics behind it because it's super interesting and for me it was really mind-blowing. So what is it? What is this all about? Well, you're jumping timelines and you are picking your most abundant timeline, a timeline in which you know your purpose, you live it, you become purpose driven, and you actually live your most abundant life. And because all potential lifetimes that are here, that are possible, are stored within the quantum field. And by picking the right one, the one that has everything going for you, you can vibrationally match yourself with it so that you attract it into your current life. And so what happened with me, there's several steps that you go through. And one of the steps, the first step was to talk with my unconscious and to see what was still standing in my way. What is holding me back? And the question that I asked was really, what is holding me back, or what is still standing in my way that has something to do with the accident that I had when I was hit by a drunk driver when I was 22 years old. I had a near-death experience at that time, so I didn't want to forget everything, but I also lost my leg. So there was, also a residue of pain and of not feeling good enough, I guess, and I was wondering to what extent it was still present. So we did an exercise to communicate with your subconscious and with the quantum field, and your body knows exactly what you need to do, or knows everything. Every little tiny second of your existence is stored within your body. It's just your subconscious mind needs to filter and needs to focus on things. Otherwise, it wouldn't understand, make sense of the world. But your subconscious mind has all the information, and by connecting to that, ask that subconscious mind, there's ways to communicate with it and to let it say yes or no. And by communicating with it, I found out that my subconscious didn't know the answer, what was still standing in my way. And I was asked in a meditation to download that information so I could solve it. And then after that, within a minute, my body solved it and it was gone. I really felt like I was downloading codes from the universe, and then it started working and started clearing the issue. And I felt so much lighter after that. And later on that night, I understood exactly what it was. You don't really need to understand what it is as long as it is energetically out of your system because it's standing in your way. But I understood what it was. It was still a residue. I look at so many things in my life, at myself, after my accident, but there was still a residue so many years later. And so it was part of that. Part of it was conditioning or limiting beliefs from my father, and part of it was limiting beliefs that I put on myself. And after that was clear. And then after that, we went into another meditation, and like in a deep trance state where you come into alpha or even theta brain waves, where you're in a deep meditative state. And we went through the chakra systems, through the fourth dimension of time into the fifth dimension, which is the dimension of the quantum field, where everything exists. All potentiality, all possibilities are there as information. They haven't actualized yet, and now it's up to us to match the right frequency in order to materialize it into existence. Now, there I met my future me, the quantum me in the quantum field that lives the most abundant timeline and that lives his purpose. And he was just standing there. It was, pretty handsome, I must say, much more handsome than I feel right now. And he was with a smile, had a tan, he has a good physique fit, and he just welcomed me and he showed me around and he showed me what it is to live that most abundant life, to live a purpose-driven life and accomplishing things for humanity as a whole as well, and showed me with whom I was, the future with my future wife, and all the things that came together. It was really beautiful to see that. And then after a while, we merged. The command was to merge together energetically with that version of me in the quantum field, in the fifth dimension, and I go back through time portals and come back into the present, in the here and now, and back into the body. And the beauty is I'm still embodying that vibration. You know, I really felt it. I felt the emotions. I felt how it felt to be that version of me. Went through every part of my energetic being, and I'm embodying it now here. So it's part of me, and it's right here in the center of me. Sometimes it comes out, and I have a communication with it, just like I have a communication with the phone, with you right now. And we talk about what belongs on this timeline and what doesn't, and everything that doesn't, we shed and shift it to a different timeline, because that's where it belongs. And on this path, only the highest vibrational things belong, because this is the timeline in which I'm gonna be purpose driven and live the purpose fully with everything that I am. So yeah, I mean, after such a time jump, you know, you need to constantly work on it. It requires work, and I do this on a daily basis. That I do in meditations. I constantly connect with that 5D representation of mine, which is living the most abundant life, so that, you know, I energetically keep on matching with that version, so that I constantly send it out into the quantum field, and that it projects back everything that is needed, that I need to stay on that timeline, and things, you know, manifest and come to me in synchronicity. So it's very powerful. There are a couple of things that you really need to understand. Quantum physics really works. I don't go into detail here in this little short video, but I'll have a follow-up video, part 1, which goes into the mechanics of quantum mechanics, quantum physics, how this all works. Then the second part is, second video that I make about this topic is how to communicate with your subconscious mind, so that you can clear all the blockages that are there and eliminate the ego, eliminate the mind, the conscious mind. And the third one is how this quantum jump really takes place, and how you keep hold of it and keep track of it and keep connecting vibrationally to that vibration, so that you don't wander off to any other timeline that is, you know, of lesser frequency, but you stay on your most abundant timeline. So I would say, if you're interested in this, stay tuned, because there's 3 more parts coming. And if you want to do a quantum jump, I'm having a session, a full day session on Saturday, the 4th of February. So, or I think it's the 3rd, sorry. And so I invite you to come over and go through that process, because it's mind-blowing and life-changing, and it will drastically change your life. So hope to see you soon.